بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسوله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد. Inshallah, brothers and sisters, inshallah, tonight we will start and begin the kitab Al-Wasitiyyah for Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala. This kitab is very important for every Muslim to study it and understand all the masail and all the matters that the Shaykh will explain for the Ummah. Because all the matters and all the masail that Shaykh will talk about it will matter for every Muslim. For your Aqeedat. And Aqeedat, what is Aqeedat? Aqeedat is something that you believe in your heart from your Islam, from your deen. Something if you don't have firmly in your heart, your Islam is going to be vain. It won't benefit you anything. So that's why the Aqeedat is the first. And Aqeedah related to the Iman billah wal Yawm al-Akhir, as inshallah will explain the Shaykh bidillah ta'ala. So the Aqeedah is what the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and explained for the Ummah. Before the Ummah, they used to inherit the Aqeedah from the generation to generation, purely from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to his companion to the Tabi'un. They never wrote any books about the Aqeedah before, because everybody was receiving real Aqeedah and real Tawheed. Very sound Aqeedah, no bid'ah, no shirk, no nothing. But before the end of the Sahaba, there emerged so many ideologies coming from different places into Islam, which will make the Aqeedah of the Muslimin, question mark so many stuff, so many things. So what the companion, they were about to vanish, because the last part of the Sahaba, they have found out Al-Qadariyah, those who deny the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Abdullah ibn Umar and some of the companions, when they heard that the Qadariyah, those who deny the knowledge of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they said there's no knowledge that Allah knows about the things. They denied that the Lawh al-Mahfud exists and was put everything in Lawh al-Mahfud that will take place in this world and hereafter. They said such things is not existent. So they denied. And they said Allah don't know what is happening before they happen. So these people, so-called Al-Qadariyah, they emerged from the Syria area. Ghailan al-Dimashqi. The man was so-called Ghailan al-Dimashqi. That person and his group, they denied the qadr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Abdullah ibn Umar was told those people, and he said, by Allah, they will never ever be believers until they believe the qadr. Because the qadr is one of the 6 pillars of the faith, right? Yeah. If someone said there's no qadr, means you denied one pillar of the faith, right? 6 pillars, if you deny one, you're not Muslim. Same like if you deny one pillar of the Islam. Islam, how many pillars is? You have one? 5, right? If someone said, I don't believe the Salah, or said, I don't believe the Hajj, or I don't believe the Zakat, would that person be Muslim? No. Same thing, if someone denies the Malaika, the angels, he said, I don't believe that the angels exist, it's not going to be Muslim. Someone said, I don't believe the qadr, So these groups, when they came out, the Sahaba reviewed them. Right after them, the Khawarij emerged out. They came out and they started creating new fundamental Aqeedah for them, which is, making takfir against the Muslimin, against the Sahaba. Then Rafida came, those who said Ali is Allah, billah. Those Shia Rafida, when they came out, the first of all they said, Ali, you are Allah. So many groups that came, into Islam, carrying with them so many false Aqeedah. And some of them, they start making, this Aqeedah as what Prophet ﷺ taught this Ummah. So that's why the ulama, the scholars of the Muslimin, they start, making books and voting the Aqeedah of the Islam. That's why we ended up Kutub al-Aqeedah. Alright? And Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, he's a great scholar, and he's the one who writes this Aqeedah al-Sunnah wal-Jama'ah. And before we go further to that, we inshallah ta'ala give some background of Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah. Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, his name is Taqiyuddin Abu al-Abbas Ahmad ibn Abdul Halim ibn Abdul Salam ibn Taymiyyah al-Harrani al-Dimashqi. He was born in Dimashq, Asimat Syria. Al-Harran, he was born in Harran, and he grew up in Dimashq. In Sana 661 Hijri. And his father was a Shaykh and a scholar also. All his family, they were scholars and ulama. His grandfather has a book which is called Muntaqa al-Akhbar. It's a great kitab. He combined together Hadith al-Ahkam. And Shaykh Imam al-Shawkani is the one who made the comment and Sharh, about the kitab of the Shaykh, the grandfather of Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah. فبارك fikum. After that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah while he was young, so much blessings. He was become so knowledgeable and start teaching the ummah about the Aqeedah, about the fiqh, about the lughah, about so many signs of Islam. And he was well known that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him, courage. He was so brave to spread the da'wah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he confronts so many Ahl Bid'ah, Jahmiyyah, Mu'tazila, Falasifa, Asha'ira, Maturidiyya, Sufiyyah, so much groups. He reviewed them and clarified what they are upon of Bid'ah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And he went through so much difficulty because his refutation of people of Al-Bid'ah. Every time he reviewed the group of Al-Bid'ah, what they do, they go to the rulers and they really generate lies against him. And the ruler will come and punish him or put him in prison. So many times happened that against the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala. And the ulama rahimahullah ta'ala, they said, the revivers of Islam, الذين أحيوا الإسلام, المجددون, the revivers of Islam, the great revivers are three: Imam Ahmad Hanbal, Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah, and Shaykh Muhammad Abdul Wahhab rahimahullah ta'ala. These are great revivers of Islam. But why? In the time of Imam Ahmad Hanbal rahimahullah, the Mu'tazila, they become very powerful because they convinced their methodology of Mu'tazilism. Mu'tazilism means that they deny all the attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They don't give Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala any sifah. They deny all the sifat. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has perfect names, beautiful names, and and perfect sifat, attributes, and other characteristics. So what they said, they become very major bid'ah. They said, we just affirm the names for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we deny that all the sifat. Which means if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, one his name is Alim, Allah is Alim, sah, they deny sifat al-ilm. They say, huwa Alim bila ilm. Huwa Alim bila ilm. Huwa ماذا قدير بلا قدرة. They deny all the sifat. That's one of the bid'ah. And they teach this kind of bid'ah to the rulers. And rulers make all the ummah must believe the way that Mu'tazila believes. So all the scholars who denied that were banished. Some of them was killed. Some of them was, they ran away. And Imam Ahmad Hanbal alone stood up against Mu'tazila and their bid'ah. And he was punished so many years. They enforced him to believe that the Quran, the Kalamullah, the speech of Allah, is what? Is things that Allah created. It's not speech of Allah. And he denied that. The Quran is a word of Allah. It's not created things. So they punish him and punish him. And he debated with them, and every time he debated with them, he reviewed them and defeated them. They don't have evidence, they don't have hujjah. Shaykh al-Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal rahimahullah, he's a great scholar, he's a hafir, sahib al-Musnad. He just preserved more than how many hadiths. And every time he supports all his arguments with a dalil in the Quran and Sunnah, and the understanding of the companion and the Salaf. But these Mu'tazila, they don't have but the aql. And aql is not evidence. Which aql we're going to follow? Your aql or this aql? So that's why they lost, and they start now using some violence against the Shaykh, against the Imam. Put him in prison, punish him every day, torture him until he changed his faith, but he denied. Until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the victory, and all these rulers they cooked or took the rule from them, and new rulers came, and they support Imam Ahmad, and they put in prison all these all the other guys, those who Mu'tazila who used to go with the other rulers, was put in jail. So the whole ummah came back to Islam, to the Aqeedat Sahihah, and Imam Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revived him with the Sunnah. So he was named Imam Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, because he stood up in the way of the Ahl Bid'ah alone, and he became victorious, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. And after a few years, also a few decades, same thing. Mu'tazila come back again, and they start again same thing to tell the rulers against ulama Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah. All the time they go to the rulers and they said, this person is spread in bid'ah, is spread in khurafa, and so on. And the rulers, what they do, they call all the scholars and they start making debate. Whenever they debate with him, Shaykh Ibn Taymiyyah, he won. They don't have Mu'tazila any hujjah to support their argument. But the Shaykh Islam has a whole bunch of the ilm, Quran and the Sunnah, and the understanding of Salaf Salih. So what they did, they put jail again, torture him all the time. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the victory also. He revealed all these sects, Ahl Bid'ah, and wrote books against them. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, all the ummah benefited from his ilm. And the Sunnah was revived again. The Mu'tazila all the time, they wanted to make the Sunnah dead, to die. And people knows nothing but the bid'ah. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time will send one scholar who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him ilm wal iman wal quwwah, and gave him, the quwwah of al-badr wal ilm. And Shaykh Islam was like that, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. After that, he wrote this Aqeedah, and before he wrote this Aqeedah, he mentioned the reason why he wrote this Aqeedah. He said a man came from the Wasit. His Aqeedah was called Al-Wasitiyyah. And then this name comes from a man from Wasit. Wasit is a city between Basra and Baghdad in Iraq. One of the judges in that area, he was making the Hajj, and while he's making the Hajj, he saw Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah in the Hajj, or in his way in Hajj, and he started requesting from Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah to write for him Aqeedat Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. He said, because why? He said, in Wasit there is so much doubts and confusion about the Aqeedat Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So many Ahl Bid'ah, are emerged in that city, and people don't know what was about Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah. So Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah said, this time really I don't have time to write down for you the Aqeedah, but there is so much books was written about the Aqeedah. I can read you so much books, so you can take these books and explain to that people. But the judge said, no, I really want the Aqeedah that you write down for me, from you. And the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, when he saw his persistence and his insistence that he wants to take something that Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah write down for him in his hand, Shaykh accepted. And he said, I sit down after Asr. From Asr to Maghrib, he wrote this book. Subhanallah, couple hours. No reference, no maktaba, no library. Everything is his mind. Subhanallah. He was a hafiz, al-ilm. He said, I wrote down this for that judge, and he took the copy, and I kept one copy for myself, and later on, so many copies was taken from this Aqeedah. And Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah rahimahullah, when he wrote books, he wrote so much books. Shaykh Islam, Imam al-Dhahabi rahimahullah, when he was talking about Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah, he said, I have counted the books of Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah, and he said, I count almost 1,000 books that Shaykh Islam Taymiyyah write down. 1,000. After 1,000, even 1,000, I've heard some people saying we have some other books. Allah gave him so much knowledge, and also gave him, ability to write it down. And this Aqeedah Al-Wasitiyyah. There's Aqeedah Al-Tadmuriyyah. There's Aqeedah Al-Hamawiyyah. There's Aqeedah Al-Asfahaniyah. All the Ummah, they used to call him from city to city, and they asked him, Shaykh, the explanation for the Aqeedah As-Sahihah. They asked him questions, and he wrote books for them, and he said, and instead of giving one answer or two answers, he will give them whole Aqeedah. Whether it's Aqeedah or fiqh or any science they may ask, he used to write down, rahimahullah ta'ala. And this Aqeedah was special. All the time his books, he reviewed Ahl Bid'ah. Ahl Bid'ah. He reviewed them and he discussed with them. He bring their statements and he reviewed them. All his books like that. But this Aqeedah Al-Wasitiyyah is unlike that. Aqeedah Al-Wasitiyyah, he did not discuss any other group's statements. Rather, he put Aqeedat Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah clearly. All the Aqeedah of Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah what they believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what they believe in the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what they believe in the angels, they believe hereafter, what they believe about the Sahaba, what they believe so much aspects of the Aqeedah. He just wrote down the way Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah believe and put the adillah from the Quran and Sunnah. So this Aqeedah is very important, and he did not make big kitab, rather he made short. So anyone who wants to memorize it, he could do it. You can memorize it, and then, alhamdulillah, you know your Aqeedah, what you believe. So that's what Shaykh Islam ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah ta'ala, the biography of Shaykh Islam is really huge, and it needs so much muhadarat and so much, lectures. But inshallah ta'ala, anyone who wants, there's a book was written about Shaykh Islam's life. You could read it, and you will see a lot of amazing things. Ajib, inshallah ta'ala. So we'll go ahead, inshallah, start the kitab. Bi'idhnillahi jalla wa ala. طيب. قال الشيخ رحمه الله تعالى: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله وكفى بالله شهيدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له إقرارا به وتوحيدا. وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم تسليما مزيدا. This is a muqaddimah he put before the kitab, rahimahullah ta'ala. He said, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. He began with the al-Basmalah. To begin the Basmalah is the Sunnah. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, whenever he sent some letters to the leaders of the nations, like Roman empires or Persians or Egypt, Copts, or other leaders, whenever he wants to send any letter for them, he used to start with what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or Bismillah. That's the Sunnah of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And also in the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, first chapter, Surah Al-Fatiha, was begun what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So they imitate the book of Allah and the Sunnah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to start with Basmalah. And there is some hadith here, sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, كل أمر كل عمل ذي بال لم يبدأ فيه بسم الله فهو أبتر. Any purpose, any action that do, if you do not initiate with the Bismillah, is going to be cut off. It will be cut off from the barakah. So if you want to do anything, any matter, whatever it may be, you should start with before you begin, say Bismillah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Especially when we eat food, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that we said what? Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, or Bismillah. This is really something very important. And why they start with it is seeking barakah and help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make your affairs easy. You're asking help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, whatever it may be, you should say Bismillah or Alhamdulillah. And the Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala, he started with the Basmalah. Al-Ulama al-Muslimun, they talk about the Basmalah so many aspects, linguistically or in grammatically, or so many aspects. But we don't really go that way, because it needs more background of grammatically and the اللغة العربية النحو والصرف. طيب, after basmala, Shaykh rahimahullah ta'ala said what? Alhamdulillahi alladhi arsala rasulahu bilhuda. He said, Alhamdulillah, all praise be to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Alhamd, what does mean alhamd? The ulama rahimahullah ta'ala, when they talk about the hamd, they said, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. The word Alhamd began with Alif and Lam, Al-Hamd, which means all the forms of Hamd that the creators of Allah make belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the Al. Lugha al-Arabiya, Al itself has so much meaning. Sometimes it becomes للتعريف, sometimes become موصولة, صلة, sometimes become al-istighraq al-jins. Istighraq al-jins means it will teach you that the meaning of hamd is every aspect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala belongs all the hamd. All the praise belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no way we can say this hamd not belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because why? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was praised because He's the creator. He belongs everything. He belongs everything. He created us. He gave us all ni'mah we have. So whatever ni'mah we have to be thankful and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to say Alhamdulillah. هو المالك وهو الخالق هو المستحق, and He's a perfect subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ليس له نقيصة. Allah doesn't have any imperfect characteristics. All His characteristics are perfect. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala belongs what? Alhamd. So all hamd belongs to whom? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق. Alhamdulillah. Allah is a what? One of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and is the greatest name of the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran al-Kareem, وَلِلَّهِ الْأَسْمَاءُ الْحُسْنَى فَادْعُوهُ بِهَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has beautiful names, and when you call Him with these names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ya Alim, Ya Rahim, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Wadud. Use the names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when you call Him Allah Azza wa Jal, when you supplicate Him. So Allah is the greatest of names. Scholars, they said, no one can be named the name of Allah except Him. But these other names, you may see someone who's called Aziz, or some other names of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but is really, will never ever see someone was named what? Allah. So this is exclusive for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they said, ulama rahimahullah, his name was taken in a word of ilah. They said it was taken from name of ilah. Ilah means al-ma'luh, the ma'bud. Ilah means the ma'bud, the one should be worshipped. Anyone was worshipping, people worshipping is called what? Ilah. But other than Allah is a false aliyah. Any ilah, any God people worshipping beside Allah is what? Is a false God. And Allah is true. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق وأن ما يدعون من دونه الباطل. That's what I said. ذلك بأن الله هو الحق. Only Allah is the true God. إله الحق. وأن ما يدعون من دونه الباطل. Every other God people worshiping beside Allah is a false. It never be haq. So that's why we see anyone who don't worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone and worshiping beside Allah something else is a mushrik. And Allah Azza wa Jalla, day of judgment, when they come in hereafter and they ask for reward, Allah will tell them, what are you looking for? You're looking for reward? Go and find out the gods that you used to worship beside me, let them give you your reward. And they think that's something okay. They go and try to find out their gods. There's nothing God out there. Everything is what? Creation of Allah Azza wa Jalla, day of judgment. And what they said, they're going to come back. قَالُوا ضَلُّوا عَنَّا. Oh Allah, we're going to find them. Where they are? Where are they? But they said, تَاللَّهِ إِن كُنَّا لَفِي ضَلَالٍ مُبِينٍ. They said, by Allah, we were in clear astray when we walked beside Allah. Some people, something. Because day of judgment, لِمَنِ الْمُلْكُ الْيَوْمِ لِلَّهِ الْوَاحِدِ الْقَهَّارِ. No one can claim anything. Everyone will come while they put their heads down. The abd. Everybody's abd in day of judgment. Even no one can talk. Right? So those who worship other Allah, they're really in danger that day. No one can help them. They're helpless. They spend their lives worshiping other Allah, and when they came here after, zero. So Allah subhanahu azza wa jal is a whole ilah. Allah was taken from the ilah. Ilah means alaha ya'lahu ilaha. Al-ilah, when they put al-ilah, they go through some sarf, issues, and they take the hamza, and then they, idgham, they make idgham, lam to lam, and they become Allah. That way. That's what they say. Anyway, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has great names, and Allah is one of the great names that Allah belongs to Him alone. Allah. So Alhamdulillah is clear. الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى. الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى. The one who what? Sent his messenger. The one who sent his messenger. Who's his messenger? Talking about what? Whom? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. الذي أرسل رسوله Muhammad alayhi salam. He sent him to whole ummah. Before the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent so many prophets and messengers. Some scholars they distinguish between a Nabi and Rasul. They said every Rasul is a Nabi, but every Nabi is not Rasul. They have some distinguishing now. They said Rasul is a person who Allah sends him to the particular people with the message, and he was commanded to convey his message to a particular nation. He has to take the message from Allah and convey that message, no matter what difficulties he may face. He has to convey that message, and that's called what? Rasul. And they said the Nabi he has a message, but he was not commanded to convey the message. Which some scholars put question mark about this. How he received the message and he's not commanded to convey. So a little bit there is so much refutation between the scholars about this issue. But we don't go deep to the further. But our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was called in the Quran Rasul and Nabi, both. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يا أيها النبي اتق الله. And this ayah هو الذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى. So that they are Rasul, he's a Rasul and Nabi. And the ulama, they mentioned the hadith, how many messengers Allah has sent and how many Rasuls. Some hadith that some scholars make the Sahihah, they said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent 100, 300 something thousand of prophets, and 100 something, I don't remember the exact number of messengers. But in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned how many Rusul is going to come later on. 25 messengers, subhanahu wa ta'ala. We will come to that later on when we talk about the Rusul. So, هو الذي أرسل رسوله, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the whole ummah. Assalamu alaikum wa barakatuh. Before, the Rusul used to send to particular people, right? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ لِيُبَيِّنَ لَهُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said, وَكَانَ النَّبِيُّ يُبْعَثُ إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ وَبُعِثْتُ إِلَى النَّاسِ كَافَةً. He said, every prophet was used to send to particular people, his people. And he doesn't have to go any other city or any other people. Allah will send subhanahu wa ta'ala one particular prophet to particular people. For example, Banu Israel. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent so much prophets for them, for Banu Israel. Okay? And other nations like that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِن مِّنْ أُمَّةٍ إِلَّا خَلَى فِيهَا نَذِيرٌ. Every nation, we send to them a warner, a prophet, a messenger. And which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He never neglect any ummah. Subhanahu azza wa jal. He sent to them a messenger. Unlike the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allah azza wa jal has sent him to whom? Whole mankind. Not only human beings, also the jinn. Right? وَبُعِثْتُ إِلَى النَّاسِ كَافَةً. And he said another Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ayah, he says subhanahu azza wa jal, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا كَافَةً لِلنَّاسِ بَشِيرًا وَنَذِيرًا. We will send you to whole mankind. And he, alayhi salatu wasalam, he used to also give da'wah to the jinn themselves. Surah Al-Rahman, he recited upon the jinn. And the jinn themselves, when the Prophet ﷺ was sent as a prophet, they found out some signs in this universe. Something's happening, which usually did not happen before. The jinn and shayateen, they used to go to the heavens and listen what the angels talking about things that will happen in the future on this earth. What they do, they used to steal the information and they used to give to the suhara and the kuhan, the fortune tellers, those who claim that they know the future. They claim that they know unseen things. Those so-called kuhan in Arab, Lugha Arabiya, al-kuhan. People go to them and ask them what happened to their houses, what is going to happen in the future, what is going to happen if they marry some particular person. They ask them something that's going to happen in the future, and they tell them some false things. But sometimes what happens, these jinn and shayateen, they steal right information from the angels, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala used to send the angels as workers on this planet, this universe. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala names how angels are working. وَالنَّازِعَاتِ غَرْقًا وَالنَّاشِطَاتِ نَشْطًا وَالصَّابِحَاتِ سَبْحًا سَابِقَاتِ سَبْقًا فَالْمُدَبِّرَاتِ أَمْرًا. They work a lot, the angels. They do a lot of stuff. And they have right information. So, before the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, they used to go to the heavens and steal the information. But after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, all the gates was closed in front of the shayateen. And not only that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala prepared for them some weapon. If they come even closer, they will be shut down. Things they call the nazik, they call it meteor, or what they call
shooting stars, meteors.
Yes, that's what it is. They go to the heavens. Like usual, they go and they find out this, weapon and shooting them and killing them. Even when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent after them, that weapon, it will never miss. It has to kill that particular carrying the information. The first time they go up there, they will get these shubahat, these shuhud, and they say, what is happening? They go to their big shaitan and they ask him, what is happening? They said, maybe something happened in the earth that we don't know, so we have to go and find out. And he sent groups, exploring all the planet. What happened? Until one group came to the Hijaz, looking for what's going on. The shayateen, they don't know ilm al-ghayb. They don't know what's happening until they have to find out. So when they came into Irobea, they have found out in Medina, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam praying in Salat al-Fajr with the Jama'ah, reciting the Quran. Oh, let's stop. What is this? What is this? Oh, this, what is happening? He is it. And they listen to the Quran. Allah mentioned that in the Quran. وَإِذْ صَرَفْنَا إِلَيْكَ نَفَرًا مِنَ الْجِنِّ يَسْتَمِعُونَ الْقُرْآنَ فَلَمَّا حَضَرُوا قَالُوا أَنصِتُوا. They came and they said, oh, be quiet, let's listen to this. فَلَمَّا حَضَرُوا قَالُوا أَنصِتُوا. Let's listen quietly. Maybe this is what we're looking for. فَلَمَّا قُضِيَ, when they listened to the Quran and the Prophet ﷺ recited the Quran and Salah was over, now they get the point, and right after that they become Muslimin. And from there they accept Islam and they change their behavior, because before they were jinn and shayateen, and now they become believers. And Allah mentioned that in the Quran, said, وَإِذْ صَرَفْنَا إِلَيْكَ فلما قضي ولوا إلى قوم قالوا يا قومنا إنا سمعنا كتابا أنزل من بعد موسى مصدقا لما بين يديه. They go back to their people and they said, really, we have seen a messenger and prophet, and وسمعنا, a book was recited after the messenger of Musa. يهدي إلى الرشد وإلى طريق مستقيم. It will guide the people right back and the goodness. يا قومنا أجيبوا داعي الله. Look what they said. All our people, answer the call, accept the call of the caller of Allah. Let's accept this messenger and his message. They start making da'wah. Surah Al-Jinn, Allah says subhanahu wa ta'ala, قُلْ أوحي إلي أنه استمع نفر من الجن فقالوا إنا سمعنا قرآنا عجبا. I was revealed, tell the people that أوحي إلي, I was revealed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala أنه استمع نفر من الجن, that a group of jinn came to me and they listened to our Quran and recitation. And قالوا بعدين when they said إنا سمعنا قرآنا عجبا. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that he sent Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam to the all الثقلين. الثقلان هم what they are? Al-Ins wal-Jinn, both of them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created Al-Jinn wal-Ins wal-Malaika. Al-Malaika, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made them, mother, they believe and worship and obey Allah by nature. They don't know how to deny the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. which means Allah set them like that. Alright? But the jinn or ins was given free will. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will clarify for the guidance, and it's up to them whether they obey Allah or they disobey. Then they face the consequence about that. Right? So the Messenger of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was sent to the whole mankind. It's very important. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, even other religions, that's why all the religions today exist in the world are considered what? Even the books that Allah has revealed before the Quran was considered after the Bi'thah, after Allah sent the Prophet ﷺ, was what? Expired. Yahud, Jews, and Nasara, all of them, their messenger, their prophet, their book is about the Quran and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Even if they have right Quran, the right books, right Injil, or right Torah, Allah will never accept from them. That's why Prophet ﷺ said, by Allah, no Yahudi, no Jewish man or Christian heard about me and then he don't believe me, except he go to hellfire. No excuse. So that's why our Aqeedat is only Islam that Allah accepts, only deen that Allah accepts from the humanity is Islam. But these days, you know what's going on, how things are changing dramatically. When the people are just trying to make the what they call interfaith, and so much people who claims that they have knowledge about Islam, claims that a person who's a Jew or Christian, if they inherit their books, we cannot say that they are kuffar, we cannot say that they go to hellfire. Anyone will say that is wrong and Islam is not. People are changing their Aqeedah, ya Ikhwan Billah. They change the Quran and Sunnah, like what Yahud and Nasara have done to their books. But they are making a mistake, and they will never prepare for that. You know what? Allah Jalla wa Ala, He did not give this book to us and did not command us to preserve it like the previous nations. Allah gave the Torah and Injil to the scholars of Yahud and Nasara, Al-Ahbab al-Ruhban. And what they did, they changed, they twisted, they did so much corruption. They sold the Aqeedah and Sharia, both of them. اشتروا بآيات الله ثمنا قليلا. They take the money from the rulers and they change the rule for the favor of the rulers, or favor of the people who just the businessman or something. You go to the scholar, you ask him the mas'ala. If you don't like him, like the way he tells you, you give him money, he give you another fatwa, go that way. That's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran. Had Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this ummah also something, do you think it will be better? We will have same. Because the Prophet ﷺ already mentioned that this ummah will follow the footsteps of Yahud and Nasara. لَتَتَّبِعَنَّ سَنَ مَنْ كَانَ قَبْلَكُمْ. You will follow the footsteps of people before us. Shibra b'shibra, handstand and shibra b'shibra, dira b'dira, every measure they go, every far they go to the dalala, will go with them. And that's what we see today. So many firq, so many sects, who just worse than even Yahud and Nasara. Firq al-Batiniyya, those who claim the Quran has a zahir and batin, the meaning, that appearance meaning, and hidden meaning. So they tell you, if you say, hey, Allah said this, say, that's a zahir. We have hidden meaning, which one is special, and no one has except our sect and our our leader, our founder, connected to the special prophets and this and that, and they corrupted the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So الذي أرسل رسوله محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بالهدى. Allah has said with the Prophet ﷺ, what, ya ikhwan? بالهدى, with the edge, guidance. وَدِينَ الْحَقِّ. Allah has sent with the Prophet Muhammad with the two things. This religion contains Al-Huda وإيش؟ وَدِينَ الْحَقِّ. What does mean Al-Huda وَدِينَ الْحَقِّ? Al-Huda is a guidance. Prophet ﷺ, Allah has sent with him guidance. What's the guidance? The guidance has two meanings. General meaning and special meaning. The general meaning of Huda is meaning in اللغة العربية al-bayan, clarifying things. That's so-called Huda. But that's what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said when he was talking about people of Thamud and Ad. فَأَمَّا ثَمُودُ فَهَدَيْنَاهُمْ. فَأَمَّا ثَمُودُ people of Nabi Allah ماذا؟ نعم ثمود عاد and ثمود. ثمود is صالح صح؟ Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala فَهَدَيْنَاهُمْ, will guide them. فَاسْتَحَبُّ الْعَمَى عَلَى الْهُدَى, and they have chosen the being astray and dalala from the guidance of Allah. What was that hidayah? That hidayah was hidayah al-bayan. Allah means we clarify for the straight right path. But they chosen the dalala from the hidayah. And this type of hidayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also gave to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, وَإِنَّكَ لَتَهْدِي إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. You guide the people to the right path. This kind of hidayah that Allah affirmed for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a guidance of what? Of bayan. But he negates again from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam another hidayah, which is hidayah al-tawfiq. Time's up? Still yeah, right? No. Yeah, khair inshallah. Now, the hidayah that he negates, he said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he was talking about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he used to love his uncle, Abu Talib, to accept Islam, because he was there for him through the time, through his life. He used to support him, defended him, and he used to sallallahu alaihi wasallam love him, because the mushrikun, they couldn't do anything for him and his da'wah as long as he was alive. Before his death, he used to sallallahu alaihi wasallam wish that he accept Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ. You cannot guide a person you love. وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. But Allah is the one who guides whom He wills. So, the first ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, إِنَّكَ تَهْدِي مَنْ تَشَاءُ إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ وَإِنَّكَ تَهْدِي إِلَى صِرَاطٍ مُسْتَقِيمٍ. You guide to the right path. And here, you cannot guide a person you love. So you see two different guidance, two different meanings. This guidance that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala negated from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is hidayat al-tawfiq wal-i'ana. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you accept the guidance, that you become mu'min and spiritual, given inspiration to accept the hidayah and haqq and act upon it till you die. That's the real hidayah. And that's the hidayah we want, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's hidayah khasa that Allah gave for that is ibadah al-mu'mineen. So bil huda, that's the hidayah, which means al-ilm al-nafi'. When they're talking about this hidayah, they say al-ilm al-nafi'. Because when you follow the beneficial knowledge, through beneficial knowledge, you reach the guidance, you reach the hidayah. So the hidayah means what? Means what? Means beneficial knowledge. Because Prophet ﷺ he received from Allah beneficial knowledge. And following this beneficial knowledge will make you upon the guidance. So if you want the guidance, you should learn the deen of Allah. Without learning the deen of Allah, you cannot claim the real guidance. Otherwise, everybody can tell you what he wants, and in the end, you say, I'm confused. I don't know what to believe. And you don't have excuse inside of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of judgment. Because guidance is available for you, which is beneficial knowledge. You should seek the knowledge and act upon it. That's the time you reach the what? The guidance. وَدِينُ الْحَقِّ. What does mean دين الحق يا إخواني في الله? Through religion. What does mean through religion? دين الحق. الدين ما دان صاحبه. الدين هنا بمعنى العمل. The right deeds, righteous deeds, is a deen al-haq. So he came with the Prophet ﷺ, beneficial knowledge, which results beneficial, which results what?
Guidance.
Deen al-haq, righteous deeds. Barakallahu feek. When you have the knowledge and you act upon it, what are you going to do? Good deeds, al-amal al-salih. Al-ilm al-nafi' wal-ish, wal-amal al-salih. These two together is a real guidance. Okay? That's real guidance when we put together, barakallahu feekum. And then, Islam is that deed, ya akhwani fillah, came from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is pure. It calls to the tawheed, calls to the evidence, strong evidence for every subject. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, why Allah gave him دين الحق ليظهره على الدين ليظهره على الدين كله. ليظهره means ليعليه, to become superior upon the other religions. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave this Quran, this kitab to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The Sunnah also is a revelation why Allah gave him, because Islam is a hujjah against every person in this world. Naam. Quran is a hujjah. And no hujjah can come and make the Quran falsehood. Never ever. It will never ever happen. The Quran challenges every nation, every philosophy, every ideology, every nation. If they have haqq, which will make the Islam, Quran and Sunnah false, let them bring forth. That's what the Quran first stage, challenge the Kuffar Quraysh. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لا يأتيه الباطل من بين يديه ولا من خلفه. No batil comes from the Quran, no from his behind. The Quran will remain in the day of judgment haqq, hujjah natiqa, against everybody. It will remain the Quran a hujjah against every person in the day of judgment, till day of judgment. And before the hour, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will take the Quran from this world, will be elevated back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Quran came from Allah, minhu bada wa ilayhi ya'ud. It goes back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One day people will wake up and they don't see the Quran. No Quran at all. The other way. نعم يا إخواني في الله. So, Al-Quran ليظهره على الدين كله. No religion can come and say that this Quran is false and this religion is a haq. Abadan. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He reveals the Prophet the Quran talks about nations. talk about religions, Quran has talked about the mushrikun and reviewed them. The Quran talked about Christianity and their bid'ah and shirk that they generated and reviewed them. Quran gave them advice to change before the hour. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, انتهوا إنما الله إله واحد. Stop. وقالت اليهود عزير ابن الله وقالت النصارى مسيح ابن الله ذلك قولهم بأفواههم يضاهئون قول الذين من قبل قاتلهم الله أن يؤفكون اتخذوا نعم we'll put that on inshallah. Quran reviewed all this stuff, all these people. As-Sabi'ah reviewed the philosopher, Al-Mushrikun, Al-Qudama. Even Quran reviewed if the Muslimun they make mistake, will never allow them to do these mistakes. No. See the Quran how he reviewed what the Muslimun make mistake. That's what the Quran is. It's a kitab of guidance. It's not giving some people mujamala and so on. No. You follow the haqq, you follow it. You don't follow it, you go into dalala. Okay? That's what it is, fillah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, لِيُظْهِرُوا عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. The Quran, if they have debate, Quran will debate against them and will be victorious. And also, the Quran and the Sunnah and Islam will prevail against other religion invasion. Before the Islam, all these Saudi Arabia and Hijaz and Abdul Arab, how many religion was there? There is a Mushrikun, there is a Sabi'ah, there was a Christianity, there was a Yahud, there is so much, you name it. In a few years, less than 30 years, Islam overcome all these religions. And the people living that time in the empire of our Roman Empire or Persian empires, all of them was defeated in a matter of 30 years. And the people under these empires accept Islam. Subhanallah, that was so amazing. And became all this area Muslimun. Because Islam was liberating the people. Because these empires, they were enslaving the people, torturing the people, taking their money, taking their land, taking their crops, animals, whatever they have. Injustice. But Islam, when he conquered out there, he gave them freedom. Anyone who remained his deen is hur, freedom. If you don't want Islam and you don't oppose Islam, you can remain. Islam never go to their church and break it down and put them down. Sah? Islam will never close their synagogue or something like that. Rather, he gave them freedom. But he presented the adillah and the hujjah. Islam, a rule of adl, justice. These people, they used to pay, what today we pay, what is what? The riba. Islam came and said, no riba. No riba. He gave them freedom of financial freedom. He gave them true law. He gave them freedom of Aqeedah, worship Allah alone. They saw the Muslims worshiping Allah alone and not the imams or rulers or the masajid interfere Allah and the followers, like the Christianity. No Christian one can contact Allah unless you go through the church. And the preacher is the one who dictates upon his followers. He said, hey, you go to hellfire, you go. And he's going to correct this miskin, please. Yeah, you have to pay this amount of money if you want to get the forgiveness. And he paid money, he'll give, receipt. It's your receipt, take with Jannah. But when they saw the Muslims, they made a mistake and they said, no one dictated with them. Alhamdulillah. And he prayed next day. He said, I want this. This is freedom of Aqeedah. They have learned from Islam so much freedom. Iqtisad, and everything. That's why they accept Islam. It's a false that those who are against Islam spread and said, hey, Islam became of other countries because of sword. No way, no way. Everybody accepts Islam because the beauty of Islam, the rahmah of Islam, the freedom Islam carries, the project of Islam, which is, you know, one of the leaders, military leaders of Persia, when the Sahaba conquered their Qadisiyah, or the country of Persia, he called one of the Tabi'een and asked him, what you guys want from us? What do you want from us? Why are you invading us to our country? And he thought that he's going to say, hey, we want your land, we want your gold, we want your stuff like that. But rather he said, جئنا لماذا؟ لعبادة الله وحده. لنحرر العباد من عبادة العباد إلى رب العباد. That will liberate from people from worshipping another ibad to worship Allah alone. ومن ضيق الدنيا إلى سعة الآخرة. ومن جور الأديان إلى عدل الإسلام. Shoot the مشروع, the project that they want to give to humanity is a tawheed, which is worshiping Allah alone, not worshiping other than Allah. That's first. The second, من جور الأديان إلى عدل الإسلام, the just of ahkam, adl, real court, and adl. That's another, reform in the societies, living with the what? With the adala. And then, ومن سعة الدنيا إلى ومن ضيق الدنيا إلى سعة الدنيا والآخرة. يعني that you will leave if you take the Islam, happiness in this world and hereafter. That's what we came for. And this has nothing to do with the land, with the money, with anything that you think about. No. So they are amazed. And everybody has submitted himself to Islam and accept. Because all humanity, they want this. Unlike today. Today, so many people are calling to the humanity, hey, freedom, freedom. But it's not a real freedom. It's just what? Another form of slavery, another form of taking people's money, and so on. But Islam today, alhamdulillah, all we need is to reform again. So many people are just making Islam look bad again. Bringing so much bad stuff, bad people are coming and claim that they are Muslims, and they commit so much sin, so much bad things. So لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ, Islam overcome all these regions. Islam reached till all the way to what? To China. Hinduism and Buddhism, so many countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan, part of the India, all the way China, all these became the what? Muslims, they were used to Buddhism or Hinduism or so on. Islam overcome this in the area of West. Islam came to France, French, Spain, 800 years, all the way to Turks, all the way to Russia, Jamhuriyat Russia, all the way north pole of the world. Islam reached there. But after we make mistakes as a follower of Islam, Islam goes back. Everything today is happening is from us. Because we are making mistakes, we're making bad decisions, we're making something that will make Islam look bad. لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. Allah sent Prophet Muhammad with Islam, لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ, to overcome all the other religions in different ways. If you want to debate, we're ready. If you have something else, Islam's ready. Because Allah will give the victory to Islam. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ شَهِيدًا. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is sufficient for shahada, that his Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a messenger from him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives the shahada that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is a messenger from Allah azza wa jalla. It's not a person claiming the risala. Because, there is so much false messengers, false prophets. In the time of Prophet ﷺ, there is a man so-called Musaylama, Kadab. Is that either Quraysh has a prophet? We what? Banu Hanifa, we have a prophet. And other group, they claimed. Until today, subhanAllah, do you know there's a group who calls themselves that they are Muslimin, but they believe another prophet. Who knows them? Huh? Ahmadiyya. They have another name. Who knows that? Huh? Qadiyaniyya. Barakallahu fi. They have their own book. They said this was revealed to the Ahmad Ghulam Mirza. The Indian guy was revealed to him. And he became a prophet. And they denied that Muhammad was Khatam al-Anbiya. The seal of prophets. No, they said. Khatam, do you know what that means? Khatam is a what? Ring that you put a finger, which means the beauty of the prophets. It's not the seal of prophets. And they have so much followers in India and Western countries. In Western countries, they're given the opportunity to have so much messages and so on, because they are creating confusion for Islam. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala already tell us, anyone who claims وَلَوْ تَقَوَّلَ عَلَيْنَا بَعْضَ الْأَقَاوِيلِ لَأَخَذْنَا مِنْهُ بِالْيَمِينِ ثُمَّ لَقَطَعْنَا مِنْهُ الْوَتِينِ. Anyone who claims that he's a messenger, وَمَنْ قَالَ سَأُنزِلُ مثل ما أنزل. Another ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He just promised big punishment. Anyone who claims falsely the prophethood, or that is a messenger, or he received a revelation from Allah, that person, Allah will punish him here and hereafter. And he will receive all his followers that he took them to the astray. All of them, they go to hellfire unless they make tawbah about it before the death. أسأل الله العظيم أن يتقبل منا ومنكم صالح الأعمال. Inshallah, this is a khutbah of the kitab. We finished. The next lesson will go, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, straight to the kitab. And Sunday night is going to be ماذا? Somali language. بارك الله فيكم. هذه اللغة إن شاء الله another لغة إن شاء الله. بارك الله فيكم. صلى الله على محمد.
والذي أرسل رسوله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله ولو كره المشركون.